How's everybody doing? We're going to have a little bit more of a serious talk today. I'm a little bit late. I was on with a great lady running for office down in Florida, and she was putting together an online protest. It was pretty cool. There was, I want to say, 15, 16 other people there. And, we were all kind of giving our spiel, taking our time, talking about this thing. It was probably seen by several hundred people over several different social media platforms. Went live on YouTube. They had a little thing on Facebook. It went out to Twitter. I don't know how many others, but there were quite a few people there. Anyway, cool thing is, helping get the word out about this May 1st deal. That is an important thing still. So, making lots of connections, lots of people to continue spreading the word about this thing, helping make it go big. And I want to talk today specifically about the mask issue. Yeah. Let's, why don't we jump right into this? Masks. Why should you wear them? So the mask thing is really, really simple. I understand the government in some places is telling you to wear a mask. In some places they're not. In places they're not, you may not want to. And especially in places you do, you especially want to rebel. I know most of us are rebels. That's why we're part of this. But what you have to remember is we have to get the message across clearly. We have to be able to be heard. We're not trying to just be heard by our fellow people in this group. We want to be heard by moderate Americans as well. If moderate Americans knew that the left thought of us because we believe in the Constitution and constitutional rights, they thought of us as extreme right-wing, and they thought that the Constitution is a right-wing issue, I think they would run away from their party. So, it's all about talking points, guys. It's about the message, and the message is that they're violating our constitutional rights by ordering these things. That is the sole and only message. I don't want to talk about the legitimacy of the virus. I don't want to talk about any of those, the mortality rates. I don't want to talk about anything labeled as a quote-unquote conspiracy theory. I've had those conversations in private with people that I know. But again, that's not the message. The message is about the constitutionality, and that's it. We have to keep it to that message only, because that is the message that they can't argue with. It's the only message they can't argue with us on, is the constitutionality. The Constitution is a written document that means what it means. Period. It's not up to people to interpret. It's up to people to apply the document and what it says. That's it. So if we do that and that alone, you can't take our constitutional rights. But if we get on this topic of should I wear a mask, should I not wear a mask, is a mask even needed? It's a sidebar conversation. I don't wear a mask normally, okay? I don't wear one in my house. I don't wear one when I go outside. If I have a customer that asks me to, I am respectful of that, and I will, because it is simply courteous to do that. But that being said, I don't wear one otherwise. I will wear one for this, for the simple point of it helps me get my message across. That's all I'm interested in doing, is getting this message of the constitutional rights violation across. Wearing a mask allows me to do that. Not wearing a mask lets mainstream media or anybody else call me a denier and issue me off like I'm some crazy person. Because all they have to, and this is the issue, if you want to talk about the science of this stuff, great. That's good. Talk to people in your own circles. Because what mainstream media will do is they'll just pop up another scientist over in this window who disagrees with you and discredits you, and people believe that. It's all they have to do. So stop getting on the arguments that are easily destroyed. The Constitution is the only one that isn't, and it's the biggest battle. That is the biggest battle, and it's the most important to win. Because if we win the constitutional battle, the medical freedom fighters win, the gun rights activists win. We're not going to have one of these lockdowns again. We all win in so many levels. So I need you guys to help me here. Those of you who understand or are on board with this message already, help talk to other people and educate them on why we're doing it. That is what it is all about. And again, Timothy Barbour, that is a great point. That is one of the other things. The Trump flags, the Trump memorabilia, it's not a political issue. If you support Trump, by all means, support him with one of these. He's the president of the United States of America. Support Trump right here. Bring one of these. This is how you support the president, okay? That is what you do to say, I support the president of the United States, because I'm not going to hinge this on what he does or doesn't do. And I'm interested in getting this conversation heard by more people than just those who support Trump. I want the moderates in the middle who don't necessarily like him, don't necessarily hate him, to listen to us. But if they think we're just crazy Trump nuts, they're not going to listen to us. And that's what mainstream media is painting us as. We have to be very particular to make sure that doesn't happen. So, wear a mask. Help me educate others. Guys, it's really simple. And I will 100% tell you that because I've been talking about this since the beginning, because I've been saying we will be wearing masks, because I said we will be practicing 6-foot distancing, because I said we're not making this a political issue, we have been able to bring in support from gigantic organizations. Gigantic. The numbers we were originally talking about, hoping that there would be 1,000 people at some of these things, that number is going to be blown out of the water. These are going to be unreal. And it's only because we're sticking to these simple topics. We're going on things that can easily be won. We're not worried about the other things. The other things fall under it. So that's what we have to stick to. Is the Constitution. And I will tell you, I have seen articles coming out, one of the ones closest to me, because we're talking about the Constitution, because we're making people aware of the constitutional issues. Right now, the Racine, Illinois County Sheriff came out and said they will not support the unconstitutional mandates of Wisconsin's governor. That's what we want. That is a win. Because now they know that what they are doing is unconstitutional if they support these mandates. They know that. And we are winning. We are waking people up on a new level to the importance of that document and our freedoms and rights. We have to continue that message. If we bring it off message, we only allow them to destroy us easily. It's the Constitution. It's America. That's what being a patriot is about. It's about believing in your country. Any one man can represent us in the United States. Hey, I happen to be on the side of Trump too. It's not about him. The next president can be a bad guy. We just got out of one that wasn't all that great, in my opinion. But that's each person's decision separate from this. Okay? So I need you guys to help me help you make this successful and make this a winning fight. So set yourself on the mindset of you understand why people are fighting about this, but you're going to help educate them. We've had some really great people today on the post that I put out doing that, and I thank all of you so much for doing that and helping to bring it to a real level so people can understand it. Because I love the Freedom Angels. They are fantastic. I've talked to Tara several times on the phone over the last couple weeks. She is on board with what we're doing. But they ran a hit piece against her and her group. I don't want to see that. I want to see us be successful. And I want to send this message that this can never, ever, ever happen again, because we are Americans and we are for the Constitution. that's pretty much it on that topic. I'm just going to turn to the comments real quick. Today's going to be super short because this is the most important thing that we can talk about right now. So, real quick, what do we got? Timothy Barbour already brought that up with the Trump stuff. We got to avoid being in the labels. The left is so good at this. They are so amazing at spinning things the right way. The right is seen, it is the average American. We are the normal Americans. It's the way it is. And we are not as refined in PR as they are. And we need to start being. Otherwise, we keep getting dismissed. And that is what has happened for years now. Let's see. John Anthony put up a great article about the Edgar County watchdogs. Check that out. That is definitely a thing. I know. This stuff is unconstitutional, and people are starting to attack on this, and we need to keep it at that. Brooke Boyce, setting a precedent under constitutional rights is the goal, and that's right. So here's the thing: like we've had nitpicked by politicians for years. They've taken little pieces and little chunks of our freedom away for years. And what we're doing here is we are setting precedent as the American people. This is going to be legal precedent that will be remembered for centuries if we do it right. If we do it wrong, it's going to be known as something horrific that went down or something dismissed easily as stupid. And we don't want either of those. So we have to take the responsibility. We as the American citizens have to take the responsibility to do this correctly. Peaceful, masks, 6-foot distancing, no political agendas one way or another. That's it. That's all you got to do for a couple hours on one day to get your message across and make it be heard. How hard is that? Is that not worth a little bit of inconvenience to be heard worldwide? That's all you got to do, guys. That's it. A couple hours. Let's see. The Porcupine News Network. Let's see. Last night's stream inspired me to do a podcast on protest tips. Short Sweet has links for air too if anyone wants to check it out or share it around. Yeah, please check it out. I haven't checked it out yet, but everybody take a look. Timothy Barbour, how do y'all feel about being armed at all protests? Okay, so here's my simple view about the being armed at protests. If you are a responsible gun owner, practicing again, this is the thing. We're not trying to have more than one fight here. We want one fight that we're doing. And that's it. One message that we're giving. Okay, so if your state has what are considered anti-Second Amendment laws, like they have in Illinois here, the FOID card is an anti-Second Amendment law. Follow it just for this. Okay, just for a couple hours. Follow the laws, whatever they may be. If they allow you to open carry, good. Still be responsible and be 3 steps away from being able to fire. You choose to do that. Show you're responsible. If you're allowed to conceal carry, by all means, so long as you're following the laws. If you're not allowed to do those, don't do those. Don't go out to Walmart and buy a shotgun and bring it down there. That's not the people we want. We want responsible gun owners to practice within the existing laws. Again, don't make this more than one fight at a time. Okay? Let's see. Carol Johnson, regardless of how the group feels, you need to look at what is allowable at your locations. Otherwise, you are mixing messages. Exactly. Yeah. That is 100% the thing. Jenna Lee Glitchio, yes, play by their rules so they can't discredit us. Yeah, and this is one of the people who was amazing today in helping get this message understood, so that it doesn't get distorted. She was fantastic about this, doing some posts in the comments when people were bickering back and forth. And we're going to lose some people. You know, there are some people who don't care. They want to just throw a hissy fit about their rights right now. But I have kids when I'm in a grocery store and they're throwing a hissy fit about getting a candy bar or whatever. Do you think they get listened to? No. And that's what's going to happen to us. We don't want that to happen. We need to speak logically, clearly, and be on PR point. with this. For the first time, the right needs to understand the PR and keep it in. We need to send this message perfectly. Otherwise, we lose. It's that simple. If you want to get into the science debate of this, you're going to lose because they can bring up scientists that discredit you. And when you're one science versus the other, that's it. The Constitution we can't lose on. Adam Rice, constitutional scholar. Krisann Hall has a video called Genealogy of the Constitution that was shown to me by the group Restore the Intent, which is amazing and very informative. I learned so much from the lecture, and I think it may be great to show people why this stance regarding the Constitution is most effective and very important. Yeah, actually, I don't remember if it was you, Adam, or somebody else, but I actually was messaging with her. And very, very, very bright lady. Very bright. Lisa O'Shea, is Florida having an event? They are, absolutely. Yours is a slightly different time, just to allow everybody from the South to get up there. So 2 o'clock in Florida, in Tallahassee, state capital. Yep. You can, anybody who's wondering, you can go to AmericanRevolution2.org, the number 2. AmericanRevolution2.org. Find your state on there. There's double links, one to the Facebook group, the other to the OpenTheStates.com website. Bunch of information on there. That is our safety net for organizing off of Facebook so that as they continue to censor, closer we get and this thing gets real attention, they don't shut us down and kill the movement. Let's see. Jennifer Cullen, another one of the people who was fantastic today about helping get others to understand the correct message here and understanding this thing. So she says, this is a great opportunity to separate ourselves from the herd. Acting differently with mass will get us notice. Being responsible will get us respect. Yes, the message is we are the responsible Americans for the Constitution. That is our message. Responsible Americans for the Constitution. And at these events, we will be separating ourselves. I'm not telling anybody you can't come protest if you're not wearing a mask. Absolutely. You're not wearing a mask? Come protest. But you will not be in our group. Our group chooses to represent ourselves a certain way. And if you do not choose to represent yourself that way, you are not part of our group, and we must separate from you. So that is how this is going to be done. There will be 2 groups, and we will be the ones with the responsible Americans for the Constitution. What the other group's message is, I cannot tell you. It probably will get distorted and destroyed. It's been shown week after week after week now at every one of these other protests. Our message cannot be. It's that simple. It's a choice. Which group do you want to be part of? Do you want to be part of one that is heard clearly and represented correctly, or do you want to be part of one that is not? I'm not telling you not to come. You can come, please do. I'm actually asking you to join our group. I would like to see you part of our group. I would like to see you be a responsible American, sending a message for a couple hours. That's all I'm asking. A couple hours. All right. Let's see. What else do we got? Binky Brandt. Yeah. Chris. Actually, it might have been Binky who sent me Krisann's information. I might have been wrong there. But yeah, great. Michelle, been sharing that website like crazy on the Reopen USA Facebook group. Awesome. Adam Rice, if I'm correct, she makes it her goal to teach this stuff regularly around the country. Very great news to hear she has been contacted. Yes, she, from what I understand, she does lectures across the country on this issue and, on these types of issues and, tries to educate people quite a bit. There's also another great lady that's part of our movement right now. Lana is her first name. Last name's a little bit long. She's got a couple names, but she is very involved in Second Amendment stuff and actually has, for those interested, she has a group that she works with. It's kind of like Legal Shield that specifically protects on constitutional laws. They're a group of nothing but constitutional lawyers. We will get you information on that. So yeah, if anybody's interested in that, they absolutely feel free to go with that. I'm not selling anything. I don't get any commissions. This is not a money-making opportunity for me. This is a message and that's it. But also, I have to apologize. I think yesterday I referred to a gentleman who has been helping us with the wrong last name, slightly changed. Mark Meckler is a wonderful man who got us connected with the openthestates.com thing and gave us a safe haven away from Facebook in case Facebook continues to censor. Let's see. Jenna Lee agreed this is about protesting and not getting nationally discredited. Yes. Yeah, this hopefully will be the largest protest in American history ever, period, full stop. And we want to make sure that we get the message across, the correct message. We are responsible for our own health. The government does not have that job. That is not their job, and it never was and never should be. Period. That's it. That's the end of it. In doing so, doing otherwise, it is a violation of our constitutional rights. End of story. All right. All right, guys, thank you. Hopefully I kept this short enough today for everybody that we can share this thing like crazy. So, yeah, let everybody know, help educate. It can't just be a couple people doing it. We need everybody on board. So thank you. Thank you for all your help. Bye, guys.